Greetings YouTube and welcome back to my channel. Oh my gosh, what a night. Orkney bared its teeth. The tent was moving about all over the place. The wind was so strong, it must have been a bit of a storm, I think. And the rain hammering down. It seems to have eased off a bit now. I'm trying to get the tent open one-handed, have a look and see what's happening. Yeah, it's much brighter now. There's a view to wake up to. What a night. I didn't hear any loud bangs. I was half expecting the bike to go over in the night. Let's just have a look and see if it is still upright. Yeah. I always position the bike so that if it should go over it, it doesn't land on the tent, because that's one wake up call you're not going to wake up from. I'm going to go exploring today. I'm glad the rain and the wind, especially the wind, has eased off, because riding across those causeways there were signs saying caution of strong winds and wave action, and I don't really want to get washed off of a causeway and into the sea. Anyway, I think it's going to be fine. What I'm going to do is get myself sorted, have some breakfast, and then hit the road and explore the islands. Let's have it! Yeah, given how rough the storm was last night, it is pleasantly nice out there. There's still a wind, but it's not like major, massive. The sky is blue in places, and the sea still looks relatively calm. I expected to see it being really rough. So I'm going to get the tent packed away, then I'm going to explore the bottom of South Ronaldsay, which is about as south as I can really go on mainland Orkney. Although I'm not strictly speaking on the mainland, I'm on an island which is joined by those causeways. And then I'm going to check out that Italian chapel, which was built by the Italian POWs back in the war. And then this afternoon, further up onto the island to find another campsite and to check out some more stuff. Hopefully the weather is going to stay okay. You never can tell. It showed a little glimpse of what it was capable of last night. Bared its teeth a bit, did Orkney. Fingers crossed that it's kind to me. Right, the tent is away in sunshine. The tent is dry, which is a complete result. I thought when I go and fill up the water bottle in just a second, I'll go into that little clubhouse thing I showed you last night, and I'll show you where I was on the map yesterday. Yeah, I have no affiliation whatsoever with the decathlon Quechua Fresh and Black 2-second 10, but yeah, I absolutely recommend it. 10's up and down literally in seconds. Sorry about the wind, boys, but it's windy. Okay, here's where I was yesterday. Started the day in Aviemore. There's a wider take on Scotland, and I worked my way up the A9 all up the east coast, which is beautiful, and turned off to Thurso and then Scrabster. I caught the ferry which took me to Stromness, which is there. I then rode down here across the Churchill barriers, and I'm on South Ronaldsay. Now what I'm going to do now is work my way down to Berwick at the bottom, have a look, and then come back up to Barre and look at the Italian chapel. In fact, it might be on the next island. And then that would be this morning, and then this afternoon I'm going to work my way around, and I'm going to try and camp somewhere around there tonight. Bring it on, I say. Well, it's time to set off. I'm heading down to Berwick. There's a chance of seeing some puffins. It's just about the time of year they start arriving. Look at that beautiful, beautiful sea, landscape, sunshine. I am very lucky, given that last night it was very much a gale blowing. Very lucky indeed. Right, well, I enjoyed this campsite. I may well come back for the final night on the islands before I go to Shetland to here, or I may stay nearer to Kirkwall where I'll be getting the ferry. We'll see. I'm playing it by ear. The usual plan is there is no plan. Just make it up as I go along and see where the adventure takes me. I thoroughly approve of this place, Weem Organic Campsite and Farm, or rather Organic Farm and Campsite. And what was so lovely, they were bringing fresh eggs from the hens in this morning, which there was no sign saying you have to pay for them, they were just there to use. And there was bread on the side. Very, very nice, very friendly. So on the map it looked like, oh, I'm working my way all the way down South Ronaldsay, and I put it into the sat nav and it's 6.3 miles, 10 minutes to get to the bottom of this island. So the distances are not great on this island, and by not great I mean not big. But what it does mean, I'll be able to have a very, very relaxed pootle around, explore some things. There's lots of Viking history and Norse history, and obviously nature and wildlife, and you lot, as ever, are invited. But it feels a lot colder. The wind is icy. I may pop to Stromness for a late breakfast, late proper breakfast. I only had a pastry this morning. How's that for a view? Sun glinting on the water, beautiful. waves over there. Must be some sort of sandbank or something. I have arrived. So this is as far as I can get on South Ronaldsay. Let's park up for a bit and have a look. It's beautiful but very chilly. Right, my next stop is going to be the Italian chapel, which I passed very briefly as I crossed over a very, very tiny island I can't remember the name of at this actual moment. That's very me, isn't it? Linked by those causeways, the Churchill barriers, which make it much more accessible to get onto this island, South Ronaldsay, Burray, and the other tiny one, which I will tell you about when I get there. The beauty of this though is all the distances are small. It just says 20 minutes. So I've got a beautiful ride with no traffic, or very little traffic, on lovely twisty roads, in sunshine at the moment. Happy days. Imagine how it must get in the depths of winter. islands are that one there, that one across there, the Churchill barriers, started in 1940, finished in 1944, providing cover and shelter for anchoring ships. Over and take a look at this wreck just here. I don't know why Google Maps has got the causeway in red, but it has. Yes, from what I've read, it's a diver's paradise round here, although I imagine you want a pretty good wetsuit or dry suit to keep you warm. Water, absolutely beautiful, absolutely beautiful. What a beautiful building. Okay, I am going to make my way across that Churchill barrier there, which the prisoners of war who made the chapel behind me helped to build during their stay on Orkney. And I'm going to make my way to Stromness, where I intend to find myself a cup of coffee and some hot food. that is the plan.